A little boy who lived with his parents deep inside the forest had a strange passion. He loved wild bears. There was one particular wild bear which was seen in the vicinity very often. This made his parents very anxious and worried because wild bears are known to attack human beings without provocation. They purchased a gun to defend and protect themselves from the wild bear. Much against his parents' warning, this little boy would secretly leave some food outside his window at night for the wild bear. His parents were furious when they discovered what their little son had been doing without their knowledge. They warned him, they scolded him, and even frightened him. But the little boy's love for the wild bear didn't go away. Months later, the parents were shocked and pleasantly surprised to see the wild bear accepting food from the little boy's hand outside the window. They saw the wild bear giving contented grunts by way of thanks before making off into the forest. The parents admitted that their son was right all along, and that his love and passion won over the natural instincts of the wild bear. Then on, this family and the wild bear lived as good neighbors in the forest. The enemy became a friend. In the Old Testament, 1 Samuel 26, we have the story of Saul, jealous of the young David, pursuing him, seeking to kill him. David gets an opportunity to kill Saul, but he did not do it because he believed that it would not be right before God. Jesus in the Gospel of Luke 6:27 to 38 tells us that instead of seeking revenge on one's enemy, we must show forgiveness and compassion. This is easier said than done. Hate and revenge poisons us and robs us of so much. Is it possible, for example, to show forgiveness and compassion towards a terrorist who plots evil and violence against innocent people? Like the little boy in the story, love awakens in us extraordinary powers to do what we otherwise would be incapable of doing. Many great religious leaders and enlightened people have advocated love and forgiveness at the core of their spirituality. Jesus is the only person who asks his followers to show love and compassion even to enemies. Our natural human instinct is to retaliate, to seek revenge, to get even. You hurt me, I hurt you. And so, loving one's enemy is shocking, if not outrageous. No one had ever said it. No religion taught it till Jesus arrived on the scene. In asking us to love our enemies, Jesus is asking us to make ourselves defenseless and vulnerable. When we hate the enemy, we are actually giving the enemy immense power over us. Power to control our inner energies. In a room of 100 persons at a party, 99 are our friends. But that one enemy in the room can ruin the party for us. That's the power of the enemy. After their daily morning walk, Bob and Tom, two friends, regularly walked up to a newspaper vendor and greeted him politely. The newspaper vendor was always rude and impolite in return. That did not stop Bob from smiling and wishing the newspaper vendor a good day. Tom wanted to know why Bob continued to be kind and polite with the newspaper vendor in spite of the daily insults. Because I don't want the newspaper vendor to decide my attitude. I don't want him to decide how I must act, said Bob. Jesus does not ask us to merely refrain from seeking revenge on the enemy. He asks us to love the enemy. Though seemingly difficult, this is not impossible. Treat others, even your enemies, as you would like them to treat you. We know exactly how we like others to treat us. We like them to be forgiving, generous, and kind towards us. Jesus invites us to pray for our enemies so that they may be purified of self-destructive attitudes like pride, hate, resentment, and unforgivingness. This kind of prayer also leads to a growth of compassion and love for the enemy in us. All through history, we have great saints who practiced this commandment of Jesus with utmost conviction. Mossab Hassan Youssef, son of one of the founders of Hamas, a terrorist organization, underwent a change of heart on reading these words of Jesus. Love your enemies. The Apostle Paul repeats this commandment in his letters. Bless those who persecute you. Bless, do not curse. Romans 12:14. He who loves his enemies, says Saint Maximus the Confessor, will even suffer for them if the chance is given to him. When a man who was being ill-treated asked St. John how to act, his response was, do good to him. St. Isaac advises to show the greatness of your compassion by rendering good to those who are unjust to you. For it is a great thing to do good to sinners more than to the just. To do them good is an answer to the commandments of Christ. To bless those that curse you. Do good to them that hate you, and to do unto others what you would want them to do unto you. Luke 6:31. Lord Jesus, help us to be kind, compassionate, and merciful towards all those who make life difficult for us, so that we may enjoy the peace and unity of your kingdom, where you live forever and ever. Amen.